Finally, we got the piece needed to finish the hydraulic clutch on the Coyote Fastback. We got a lot of stuff to do today with the Corvette, with the Fastback, and a little bit of the Cobra. But we're gonna start off with this, as well as I wanna show you guys an update on the exhaust, where we left off from. Finally buttoned up the exhaust down below, but let me go ahead and show you what we have in store. And then of course, we're gonna go into the Corvette and talk a little bit more about this. But yeah, this little thing is what delayed me for such a long time. And with this hydraulic clutch and everything being custom, I had to get an adapter, this angle, and a custom line to make this, well, was originally an automatic into a manual. So let's dive right into it. Corvette is filthy. I already know this thing needs a wash desperately. Garage is a little bit of a mess, but it is what it is. Time to get the quick jacks up and running. Let me tell you, these quick jacks are so clutch. Let's go ahead and put her up in there. This Coyote Fastback project would have not been possible if it wasn't made easy with these quick jacks. Everybody needs one of these in their garage. It's so easy. You can lift up your car, I would say about like 4 feet or so, and it locks in perfectly. Super easy to put up, super easy to put down. This thing is so clutch. And just like that, she's up in the air. Let's go ahead and talk about a little bit what we have to do with the Fastback so I could get you guys caught up to speed with everything here. So I got the hydraulic setup from Modern Driveline, and one of the things that did not get included was a custom line to connect to the Ram hydraulic clutch that we have on the TKX. Shout out to Edwin from Top Notch Performance for getting this line. And then also, since it's an AN4 fitting and the Ram hydraulic clutch is an AN3 fitting, I had to get this adapter from like O'Reilly's, basically an AN3 to an AN4. And then also, you guys are gonna see, I'm gonna take you guys underneath to the transmission. You need to angle it because it goes straight into the QuickTime bell housing, and I need like a slight 45-degree angle. So after we get this guy installed, and this guy installed, we should have a manual car, which is crazy to see. This is my first ever automatic to manual swap conversion, and it's pretty cool. I'm saving the manuals one by one, but let's go underneath the car. I want to show you guys exactly the full hydraulic clutch system. We're going to clear that up. I'm also going to tape it up so it doesn't leak, and then I will show you guys the exhaust system, because we installed the exhaust system but we didn't mount it. So let's just get right to it. The creeper with the quick time jacks just makes things so much easier. So actually, since we're down here, let me show you guys the exhaust system. So previously the exhaust system was just hanging. We installed the hangers right here, and now we have everything put perfectly with the pipes violators, and then we have dumps right here because last time we couldn't fish it through this complicated rear end with the John 4-link suspension. We got too much to play here with the link right there, with the coilovers at that diagonal, the 9-inch rear end going there, and then we also have the strut and the gas. So with the full exhaust surrounding, yeah, you can go ahead and get it over here, but this being on the floor and not having too much angle and sight to see, we just decided to dump it off for now. So this is just temporary, but this thing looks nice. We'll do a cold start very shortly after I install the hydraulic clutch, but these things sound nice, and this is just for temporary. Huge shout out to Top Notch Performance for hooking this beautiful system from Pipes Performance Exhaust. Again, huge shout out to Pipes Performance for sponsoring the ride as well. And then we have the mid pipe, which is going to be the H pipe here. So solid work. I like what we have here. Full exhaust is on, no more open headers, which is good because that thing was just so loud. But let's head over to the hydraulic clutch, and this is basically what we have. We have the dual disc clutch right here. We have the QuickTime bell housing and the TKX transmission. So if you look there, we do have the male from the hydraulic clutch, and as you guys could see, it just points directly to this bell housing. So instead of drilling a hole here, which was my initial route of going things, we got the angle to angle it down, and then we also have the adapter to get to the larger AN4 line to then hook up to the hydraulic clutch, which is going to be the master cylinder, which is all the way up by the brake master cylinder. So that is the plan for today. Let's go ahead and get that all installed, and clutch will be essentially done. We are on month 14 working on this Fastback. Slowly but surely. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. We're getting there one step at a time, saving myself $40,000, because when I got quotes from shops, I was on average how much they cost. That was just for labor, not including parts. Parts were at like 30,000 or so. Not pretty, but we are making it. check that out. We got the hydraulic clutch all inside. This line is for bleeding it, if you guys were curious, but I also got it all the way up to the master cylinder up there. So hydraulic clutch for the most part is done. I just have to bolt down the pedal as well. And yeah, that's basically it. Now we have to do brake lines all the way to the rear so that we have rear brakes, and we should be good to go. Fastback for the day is complete. Coyote swap is coming along. I still have to hook up the fans for the radiator. That will come as basically a switch for now. Everything else is set up. We are doing brake lines. We did the front brake lines. Well, Edwin from Top Notch Performance did the brake lines for the front one, so we did route it through here all the way through the firewall. We still have to mount it to the firewall as well as paint it black because it just sticks out like a sore thumb right there. So it's going to be camouflaged, and then from all the way there, again, it's not tightened down, we just have it routed, but we do have the two front brakes finally plumbed into the proportioning valve, which you guys see right there. Waiting on Top Notch Performance. I wish I knew how to do these brake lines. It's just far beyond my thing, but I definitely want to learn. I'll probably have him teach me on the rears. Now, you didn't think I was going to be done with the fastback without firing her up, so let's go into the cockpit, start up our engines. And yes, we are going to do this while she is up in the air. Still a little bit messy. We are working on the pedals, but as you guys could see, we're still waiting for the hydraulic clutch to push this a little bit to the left, but brake pedals up, clutch pedals up, and then we just have to mount the throttle button. I also connected steering, so now we have steering. Let's go ahead and fire her up. Fuel pump's on. Let's get her going. Now that we finish up with the fastback, let's head over to the Cobra, do its first ever oil change since I ever got it, which is kind of sketch, but we're gonna get it in today. She's all filled up. 5 quarts is all it really needs. Check the dipstick. Let's go on and fire up. Look at that motor shake the full entire car. This cam is so nasty. Look at that. She's rumbling, she's ready to go. By far the best shop that I have out of all my cars. But the Corvette might be coming very, very close second. We have some competition here. I spent $5,000 to make my Corvette faster, and here's what I got. I'm building a Camden Nitrous C7 Z06 Corvette. Well, technically it was just supposed to be cam, but thanks to our friends at Jegs, we added nitrous. Picking up from my last video I made introducing my stage 2 camshaft, there was a lot more pieces to the puzzle that I needed, and they finally came in. Let's go over everything together to see what I got. Starting off with a smaller upper supercharger pulley for more boost and more power. This is one from DSX, and it's the 2.3 upper. I eventually want to port my supercharger, but that will come down the road. To pair with the upper, I also got the lower ATI Super Damper. This is going to push the most boost for the first stage. Now over here in California, the highest octane we have is 91, which is no good for the power goals I'm shooting for. We need to equip E85, so I got the full kit from DSX. The sensor and the low side fuel system, this is going to ensure we have enough fuel flow to run E85, which is approximately 105 octane and also needs 40% more fuel flow than regular gas. My favorite mod on a car is a tie between a cat removal and a cam. We got the stage 2 BTR cam to get the chop that we need. Now with the cam, you need supporting mods, so here are the other things that I got with it. We got racing valve springs and racing push rods, also from BTR. Can't forget about the trunnions, bushings, and snap rings. Blown head gasket, who never heard of it, with ARP hardware and new gaskets everywhere. Also upgrading these spark plug wires with MSD to get the spark that we need. And to top it all off, we're gonna have up to 100 shot of nitrous. This car comes with 650 horsepower stock. How much horsepower am I making after all of these mods? Put your guesses down in the comments, and let's head over to the docks to talk about it more. So much. Every time I see one of these things out on the road, it brings back good memories. Doing full throttle pulls on the Corvette is so much fun. This in stock form, let me tell you, is probably the most fun car to have. I mean, this has 650 horsepower out of the factory. We dynoed it and made 500 to the wheels, but besides the fact, this thing is pretty fast. I mean, it's so aerodynamic, it just cuts through the air, and this thing weighs like 3,200 pounds, and it's an absolute animal. I've loved every single second I drive this car. It's the best daily driver in stock form. I mean, it has the power to have fun like we just did, and then also has the ability to sit in traffic. So that is one of the reasons why I absolutely love this car. We've done the cosmetics. We've done a little bit of the performance side, just long tube headers and the exhaust from AW. We're gonna get to installing, which I believe Top Notch Performance, who has also been helping out with the Fastback as well, is gonna be doing the install. I'm gonna try doing the full recording of it. I'll show you guys the full installation, the fuel system, the pulleys, everything that we have, so that you guys could enjoy the process as well. To see this thing go from 650 horsepower to, I'm shooting for 850 horsepower, so an increase of 200 with all these modifications. So that's the overall goal that we have here. I really think we can do it. These things have so much potential, and I love to see the performance gains throughout the full channel like we did with the GT500. So I got a lot of stuff to do with this, also with a project that I didn't really know I was going to do, which was the nitrous. That is coming as well. So this thing is going to be an absolute animal. Now I have a package coming tomorrow from Nitrous Express that I'm going to be installing that tomorrow, which in this video you'll probably see on Wednesday. So make sure to like and subscribe down below, because you're going to want to see what we have in form of the nitrous. And let me just give you a little hint. It's kind of like a Batmobile type theme. It's going to be pretty badass, and I can't wait to go on and show you. So make sure to stay tuned for that. Now when it comes to tuning, there's a lot of good tuners available for Corvettes. I've actually been doing some research all around my area as well as other states like Texas and Florida. New Era Performance is where I'm gonna get the Corvette dyno, which I heard nothing but good reviews. I know a lot of people that have their Corvette and got the numbers that they were looking for. Again, I hope with this we get around 700 to the wheels. Crossing my fingers. That's the overall plan. I'm gonna shoot for the end of March, early April, to get this thing chopping away, tuned to perfection. And then after we get all that, we're gonna have a lot of issues with traction and cooling. So that's gonna be the next thing we'll work on. I also wanna tell you guys that I partnered up with a wheel company. I'm gonna keep it on the down low for now, but let's just say I'm trying to get the first ever beadlock design for this particular company. I think it's gonna look pretty cool. I need to get rid of these stock ones that got a lot of curb rash here, as you guys could see. I really like the stock wheels, to be completely honest, but I think we could go a little bit better, and I really want to get a two-piece wheel up front and then a beadlock in the back with some nice sticky tires to grip with all the horsepower we're gonna be pushing. This LT4 motor is gonna be looking good with all the mods. We're gonna have that pulley, the lower pulley, and then the fuel system, which I think goes like around here and connects to that fuse box as well. One of the things I also really wanna get in the future is the taller lid so that we can actually hear the supercharger. I believe DSX has one, a billet aluminum one, to make this thing sound like a Hellcat. That's one of the mods I wanna do with this Corvette. Should be pretty badass. So far, we just have the long tube headers. A lot of you guys wanted an update on this thing, and I have no complaints at all. They sound great. Fit is actually perfect, as you guys could see here. Extreme Online Store long tube headers with their double X pipe, and then the AWE Track to Touring Edition exhaust, which is right there, as you guys could see. So exhaust is good to go. Need your guys' help. So we have a lot of car parts there, obviously, and I don't know if I should go by stages, showing you guys video by video for installation. Like, for instance, like have one video where I install the fuel, and then another video where we install pulleys, tune that, and then maybe the next stage go cam, and then show you guys all of the other installations. Or should I do everything at once? So comment down below, would you like to see it in stages being installed, videos throughout the full thing, or should I just do it all in one video, all in one take, installing the E85, the pulleys, the cam, the tune, to get it all the way up to, I hope, again, 200 horsepower. So let me know. I'm still trying to decide what I should do. Let me know down in the comments. I greatly appreciate it.